We're here today to talk about the pastor with
Arturo Muyshondt.
You are not allowed contact with any former gang members.
Your church is right in the middle of a highly active neighborhood.
It's a place I hope these kids can look to a better future than what these gangs have to offer.
Make him fight you.
No one's going to keep us off our turf.
My church is my territory.
Thank you for sitting down with us, Arturo. I did some research about, they sent me a great press packet, actually, about your history, and I saw that you studied with, is it Joanne D. Barron? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, that's right. She has a fantastic acting school here in LA, and it's a 2-year program. I highly recommend it.
Well, I actually went to William Esper Studio in New York City, which is Joanne's, that's where she studied with William Esper for 14 years, so it's hard since we have this mic. I was going to say, let's do some repetition. Let's show the world what repetition is. But maybe we won't have time for that. Maybe we'll do it afterwards as a bonus clip, as a B-roll.
I could sense the energy. I could sense the energy that you brought into the room and when you were interacting with me. So that's the repetition. I mean, you can sense it, you can identify it everywhere you go. Fantastic.
It's true, actually. Repetition teaches you to be a better listener, and you just repeat what the person says back and forth. But it is a mind-numbing exercise that you do for the first year if you're studying Meisner. I love Meisner, though, but now all I do is improv and comedy, so it's really like done a number on me since I'm doing the exact opposite of repetition.
Sure.
I'm just kidding. Can you tell us a little bit about your movie? And you don't have to repeat me.
Can you tell me something about your movie?
He did it. I just would love to hear about your movie. I watched it. I thought it was very well done, and for the crowd that I think it's built for, kids in those areas. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about it first? I just liked it so much.
Well, thank you again for having me. And it's a story that aims to educate, to entertain, but also inspire young kids all across the U.S. and Latin America. Primarily, it's a film about kids and gangs and how this gang problem has grown from a couple of cities in the U.S. to 91% of the United States. Wow. If you go to the FBI website and their gang unit, you get to see these facts. I started doing research back in 2005, so it's a long time ago. But I spent a lot of the time with these kids in the communities, in the jails as well. But I never wanted to use the violence or exploit the violence to sell tickets. So it took me almost 10 years to get to the story that became The Pastor. And it was in my darkest of darkest moments when this story came to me, and I could see this former gang leader who ends up in solitary confinement, and he finds God when he doesn't see anybody for 3 years. And when he comes out, he's committed to becoming an ordained pastor and to being the protector of the kids in their community. Obviously, the gangs don't like it because they need the kids. They're fresh recruits, and they turn on him, so he must fight against his every instinct to not to become the violent man he once was.
I liked the movie for to me, it immediately spoke to that younger crowd that, with the usual Hollywood blockbuster, you have sexy girls, big metal toys, the bad guys who you're kind of like rooting for because it's good to be bad. You don't have to be bad through them, but I see little kids, that's why they love Transformers, right? They love that action. And when I was watching your film, I thought, here is more of the real side of it without it being a documentary. And have you shown this to kids before? What were their reactions, if so?
At the end of the day, the mission here again is for them to know that the film is rooted in reality, and to see this man as an actual hero, as an actual model for them. Because you see a guy who used to be a very bad guy and turns into a good guy, but he's still strong. He can still handle himself, but now he's a man of God, and he's protecting the kids and their families in this community, no matter what. So their reaction has been very, very exciting because they I think they see that they, instead of going into the gangs and looking for identity, for protection or community or brotherhood, you know, they can actually go to a church, for instance, and find those same things, and they can be cool, hip, and men of God. And that's something that unless you actually show them, not give them a book, maybe they'll read them sometime, but show them a movie they can have fun while watching, it gets into the subconscious and gets into their mind, spirit, and heart, and that's the chance they have to you know, make the right choices.
Do they have these options available to them, though? And I mean, is the goal of the film to reform people to a higher way of being? Because one doesn't necessarily need to belong to a church in order to escape a gang, but one needs that. It's so tempting when you are at a disadvantage in so many ways within society that what I understand anyways, I'm white, I've never joined a gang. They denied when I tried.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't pass the casting session?
Yeah, so I know it's a big surprise, but, you know, I thought with, like, being 5'10" and having a lower voice, but they were like, get out of here.
You know, to have that sort of seed within you to change, and that's very true. What the movie aims to do is to just show them that there's a better way, and that better way is by finding the light within you, whether that's a church, whether that's God, whether that's something else. Whatever it is, it's not the gangs. And that's what the character that stands for.